Hello.
Hello.
We are back in our favourite loch again, and this time we're in the east end, as we said we'd explore last time, looking in the shallows for things that may have been blown down this way. Is it cold today, Erin?
It's freezing today.
Very cold on the face.
So cold.
Although the air temperature is actually not too bad, is it?
No, outside's fine. It's just on the water.
Yeah.
It's a very misty day. It's quite
Beautiful.
dark and gloomy.
Misty conditions, quite dark, but visibility good.
Yeah.
So let's hope we find something.
Here's hoping.
Oh, is it modern? Oh no, maybe not that old. What does it say? Thompson Creek from Perth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Crown top. Quite nice. Is it in good condition? Any breaks in it?
No.
It's alright. Modern one, but we'll take it.
It's nice, yeah.
Oh no. Edinburgh. It says, what does it say? W.M. Younger and Co. Limited. Trademark.
Trademark.
Edinburgh. It's got a wee chip. Crown top is about the same age as this one. Kind of, what's that, maybe 1920s or 30s or something? Too bad.
Good, good.
A bit more modern at this end of the loch, but good so far. Seen anything?
Nothing.
I know, it's a barren side. Maybe we should go across the other.
Champagne bottles.
What's that? Oh yeah. Maybe we should cross back and go up from the camp. I think there might be stuff up there. Because I've done this bit in the summer and it wasn't that good.
Are we going straight across?
We could do. Full speed engaged. Right, gonna go across to the other side. I think I just seen double hawks down there. Nice. Couple of hawks. Ooh, that one's a nice blue-green. Awesome. Take those home with us, I think. Yeah. Oh. What is that? Never seen none of that before. Oh, cool. What a great shape. This is so cool. Happy with that. Oh, quite elegant. Aqua kind of whiskey thing. Nice, delicate, long neck. Has it got an applied lip? I think so. Take that as well. Right, time to head back and regroup. Show the others this cool bottle I've had. Hey! Double hawks, whiskey, and some kind of mystery Toblerone thing. Look at that, bad boy.
Okay, welcome back to headquarters. We just want to do a quick recap of some of the items that we found that we've now identified thanks to some of our lovely followers, of which we're so surprised. We've got so many new followers and subscribers.
Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, and after our
Amazing.
first video, which were honestly...
We thought that would take about 3 years to get that many followers.
Yeah, so thank you so much for all of the support. And
yeah.
Yeah.
International, people from India, Australia, America. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you so much. It really
So,
means a lot,
yeah.
and it's just kind of pushes us
Thanks
to keep
for
going,
your support.
even when it gets freezing. So yes, we'll start with this one, and thanks to some lovely followers who told us what this is. We think it is a lovely French bread crock, just for storing some bread.
It would have contained a lovely pan francais, and the reason it wasn't glazed the whole way down is so it would kind of have a temperature control and control the humidity. And I think if you dipped it in water and it got wet, and during the day the humidity would actually cool the crock down when it evaporated. So it's kind of like a little mini portable fridge. And would have had a wooden lid. And one of our followers actually said that she remembered using them in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah, so it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously very useful. Maybe we should bring them back instead of bread tins.
Yeah.
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 How about this mysterious item?
Yes, this one I found. Jane from My Ordinary Treasure said it's it's a soup jug, and it could have held mock turtle soup or even turtle soup.
Even real turtle soup.
Real turtle soup.
Poor turtles.
Which I didn't even know was
Yeah.
a thing over here. But yeah, so that's quite interesting. I didn't expect that one.
And we found out that this lovely Victorian pitcher was actually a type of flow blue Staffordshire ware. And the reason it's called flow blue is because the blue glaze, when heated, would actually kind of run into the other glaze and form that kind of cool, blurry effect. So that's really nice to know what that is. I think it's added an extra level of beauty. And also it could be a bit older than we thought, because that was invented in the 1820s. So it might be a wee bit older than we thought. I thought it was maybe around 1900, but it might be more into the mid 1800s, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just using it to water some plants, and it
very
pours
good.
it
Yeah.
pours very well.
Just need to fix this big whopper at some
Yeah.
point. Right. On to the next finds.
Yep, we'll
Yep.
show you what we found in the east side of the loch.
Aye. So these are our lovely finds from today. How was the dive?
Cold, as usual, but it was
Precisely 1 degree colder than
no, it was
last.
2 degrees.
Was it 2?
It was 2
Was it
degrees.
8?
Yeah, it was 8
8C,
degrees.
yeah. Oh, you have 2 degrees colder.
Pretty chilly.
Yeah.
It was good. It was there's not much daylight here in Scotland. It kind of gets dark around, what would you say,
3
quarter
at the
to
moment.
4
Yeah.
even. Yeah, it's
Bit
just
grim.
so we took full advantage, but it was pitch black when we left the loch and walked back to the car. So it was harder to see some things, but as you can see, we didn't come out empty-handed.
Yeah, I was amazed. It was kind of like a bit of a barren start to the day.
Yeah, it took us about 45 minutes we scouted a whole area at the east
A new
corner,
area, yeah.
and we didn't find anything for ages, and then it just persisted a little longer.
Yeah.
Jamie found most of it, unfortunately, because he just went that little bit extra mile.
I went about another few hundred metres,
He
didn't I?
did, and then he found so much. So you put in the effort, and you were rewarded.
Our first find of the day, we found rocks at the beginning, I think, didn't we, really?
Yeah.
Lots and lots of cool rocks, and there's some nice footage of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally stumbled across our first find, which was this lovely Perth Thompson Creek beer bottle. It's a bit later than the things we usually find. Potentially a fisherman exploring the East End back in the day. And it was a beer from Perth, so that's quite nice. It's got some good embossing, which you'll see.
Mm-hmm. This is beer as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we found another beer after that, which is in slightly better condition, from Edinburgh, and it was a WM Younger & Co Limited, and we found out that this company was actually started way back by William Younger in the 1740s, and he was a man from Peebles, and obviously his descendants took on the business, and by the time it was operating in the kind of early 1900s, apparently they were producing a quarter of Scotland's beer. So that's pretty cool. So they're pretty kind of big players, and I think they merged with McEwan's
Right.
at some point, and became a kind of conglomerate of beer makers, which is quite cool. And then I think we found, what was the next one we
From
found?
beer onto whiskey.
Oh yeah, up to
And
the
this
stronger
one,
stuff.
It's quite old actually. It's a classic sort of whiskey shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got the really fun embossing on the bottom, which says 6 to gallon,
Yeah.
and so that would have contained precisely, or hopefully precisely, 1/6 of a gallon of whiskey, and it's in a sort of stunning dark amber. You'll see. You'll just lets the light through, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's
A bubbly one.
very bubbly. Lots of air bubbles in here. It's quite thick, sturdy.
Yeah, sturdy
I
old
can
thing.
understand why it's not sort of damaged at all.
And from the moulding lines, it's a 2-part mould bottle, which is unusual because most of the stuff we find in there is usually the 3 parts. So that's quite cool.
Yeah, like this one is 3 parts.
Oh yeah.
Which just means that there's what's this? There's one here
And 2 at the
and
top.
2 at the top. You can see the lines for it.
And I like on this one, it's got these concentric moulded rings in the bottom and the base, which is really cool.
They are cool.
And then the wee bump in the middle.
It's got a lot of air
Some good
bubbles as well.
Also, can I say the condition of this one? Very good.
It cleaned up very well.
Yeah.
It's so clear.
It's interesting, these 2 here, so the whiskey and this clear one came from like really, really deep. And it's funny the difference in sort of in patina. So like you can see this one here was in the shallows and this one was all rolled around and it's got that kind of misty haze on it. And these ones were almost perfect because I think they were immune from being rolled around in the storms of the last 100 and so years.
And we've got 2 more Riesling wine bottles.
Yeah, so German Hocks from the Rhine.
Yeah.
And this one as well, it's like, what would you describe the colour as? It's almost like a bluey grey.
A bluey grey, yeah.
Really cool. We're actually building a bottle tumbling machine to polish bottles. And although I think sometimes it's nice to keep the kind of the weathering on, I think some of our Hock bottles might be a nice candidate for a wee polish. Especially this one, because I think the colour would really come out. It's got quite a good sturdy looking base as well.
Yeah,
Quite like that.
So elegant.
Different string rims on them as well.
Yeah, this one's definitely more imperfect and a bit off kilter.
Both applied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both applied.
If anyone else has found a bottle like this, this is the second one we've got. So this is one I found earlier, which has our logo sticker stuck onto it. But they're pretty much kind of brother and sister bottles, slightly different height. But yeah, were they whiskies? I don't see them that often. So if you have any ideas, was it whiskey, was it a wine? Please let us know.
Yes. And then Jamie
perhaps.
found this gorgeous bottle that was also a bit of an enigma. We've not found one this shape before.
Never seen anything like it actually. It's a kind
just
of
very
pyramid with a... But it does have a little screw, it's got like a kind of moulded in screw top as well.
Nothing symmetrical at
No.
around. It's very like Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah. we're usually, I dare say, we're usually a little snobby about clear glass and tend not to, it tends to go in the recycling bin rather than on the shelf. But this one actually, we thought it was such a cool shape
Yeah.
with its wonkiness. We initially thought it was a coffee essence because we saw on the bottom it said ES and then kind of coffer or something, and we weren't quite sure what it said, and we eventually, after some scouring, we found out that it actually was Escoffier, and it turned out that Escoffier was a famous French chef who was born in about 1840, and he was kind of the father of modern French cuisine really, and he documented the famous 5 French sauces. He invented the peach Melba, the Melba toast. He worked at the Ritz. He was friends with Ritz. He lived in Monaco and he worked at the Savoy and stuff, so he was really a high flyer. He was kind of the celebrity.
Wasn't he done for fraud or something like that?
Ah, yes, there was an interesting chapter of his life when he was working in the Savoy in London, and it turned out him and his mates were embezzling money, so they would do things like they would order in 600 eggs, and he would get delivered 450, and the supplier would backhand him like the extra money, and he was doing that for years, and eventually the Savoy found out, and were obviously very angry, and basically told him to get the chuck.
Eat it.
And then there was a staff and chefs revolt, and there was talk of 16 angry Swiss and French chefs with long knives standing up against this kind of outrage of Escoffier and his friends being ousted from the Savoy. And the Metropolitan Police in London had to come in and kind of heavy-handedly sort the situation out. And I believe it was all settled out of court in the end. So Escoffier remained.
So
he kept his name.
Yeah, his reputation
clean.
wasn't damaged too much.
And I wonder if he was one of the. We often think of celebrity chefs being a modern phenomenon, but perhaps Escoffier was one of the first. I think. So that's quite cool. We think it's probably from it could be as modern as 1940. It could be as old as maybe 1910 or 1920.
Yeah.
The wonkiness of it makes me think that it's perhaps not as modern as 1940. Perhaps it's a little bit older. They come in aqua as well. We've seen some aqua ones on the internet. But really cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice with some lights in it or something, or even a candle sticking out. It'd be quite fun.
Yeah, or on the table like a dinner.
Yeah, it's quite a good
wax
a centerpiece, exactly. Yeah.
So what's your favourite one that you found?
Oh, favourite of today. I might be a bit. Actually, because of the story, I think it's going to have to be the sauce, the Escoffier sauce bottle.
It's the same for me. I think has to be. I just love the shape.
Yeah,
it's great.
And usually I think my snobbery of clear glass has dropped away.
Yeah.
And I'm finally starting to love it. So maybe it was used on a picnic. Maybe some people were up fishing or something, and used it on a early barbecue or early picnic.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Could be anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite well travelled range. You know, we've got
Germany, Scotland. We've got some kind of French origins, obviously through London, Edinburgh, Perth. Yeah, a good kind of array.
Yeah.
We got an interesting suggestion for our next adventure from one of our followers. So perhaps next week we'll explore that area.
A new loch.
A new loch we've never been to. Yeah, with some buildings nearby and some hotels and stuff. So we'll see.
Good bit of history surrounding
It's been very wet here recently, so we might wait until the rain stops before we explore it. But not that it matters when you're in the water.
Yeah.
But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you soon.
And thanks again for liking and subscribing.
Yeah, thanks guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh yeah, we haven't tidied it.